Right now, there are 6 SUVs that reliability rankings can't stop talking about. Not because they're expensive, not because they're flashy, but because owners are pushing them past 150,000, 200,000 miles, and they're still not breaking down. Here's the part that gets me. The SUV everyone assumes should top this list didn't even make the cut. And sitting at number 1 is an SUV most shoppers walk right past on the lot because they have no idea what's actually under the hood. I'm going to show you all 6, worst to first. And I'll tell you exactly which one deserves your money. And which one is going to cost you thousands in repairs the moment the warranty runs out. If you'd rather buy something that actually lasts instead of something that just looks good on day one, hit subscribe before we get into it. Let's break it down. Number 6, Subaru Outback Wilderness. Starting the list at number 6, we've got the Subaru Outback Wilderness. Subaru's rugged off-road focused trim of their long-running Outback wagon SUV. What makes this one stand out isn't flashy tech. It's actually the opposite. For the Wilderness trim, Subaru leaned into simplicity, skipping some of the fancier power gadgets, beefing up real underbody protection instead of decorative plastic covers, and building a suspension meant for actual trail abuse rather than just looking tough in a parking lot. Now, let's be honest here, Subaru did go through a rough patch years back with some older engines developing head gasket issues. That's public record, and it's fair to mention. But the brand has since redesigned those engines and tightened up manufacturing, and that older problem is largely behind current generation vehicles. The bigger idea here is fewer complicated systems. Means fewer things that can eventually break down. That's a big part of why the Outback Wilderness holds its resale value unusually well for its price point. Buyers recognize a simple, genuinely tough SUV when they see one. On the road, it doesn't try to be a sports SUV, and it doesn't need to. The raised ground clearance, the standard all-wheel drive, and the added skid plates mean it can handle rough gravel, snow, and light off-road trails without the driver needing to think twice about it. For buyers who actually use their SUV for camping trips, rural driving, or unpredictable weather, that peace of mind matters more than a fancy infotainment screen ever will. Number 5, Lexus NX, 300 feet, hat. Number 5, we have the Lexus NX 350h, and on paper, this one really shouldn't be a reliability pick at all. This SUV is stacked with adaptive suspension, digital side mirrors, a touchpad interface, ambient interior lighting, and enough onboard electronics to make a lot of independent mechanics nervous just looking at the spec sheet. But here's where patience in engineering actually pays off. Reports around this generation's launch indicated Lexus pushed the release back specifically to work through pre-production issues before the car ever reached customers, meaning buyers essentially got a well-tested, refined product from day one, instead of an early rough draft. The hybrid system under the hood also isn't some rushed brand-new design. Lexus built it on hybrid technology the wider Toyota family has used and refined across multiple vehicles for years, which is a big reason the NX 350h is known for strong real-world fuel economy along with smooth, confident acceleration. Inside, the materials genuinely feel upscale. Soft leather, tight, precise stitching, and trim that tends to age gracefully instead of cracking or fading over time. And because Lexus prices this SUV aggressively against its German luxury rivals, it's become one of the stronger value picks in the segment. What really separates the NX 350h from a lot of tech-loaded competitors is that the technology actually works reliably day to day instead of glitching out or needing constant software updates. Owners frequently mention how quiet and refined the cabin feels even in stop-and-go city traffic, which is exactly what you'd want from a luxury hybrid in this price range. Number 4. Toyota Highlander Hybrid. Coming in at number 4 is the Toyota Highlander Hybrid, and three-row SUVs usually have a bit of a reputation problem. More rows, more weight, more stress on the drivetrain, more chances for something to eventually go wrong. This one's the exception. Instead of reinventing its hybrid powertrain from scratch, Toyota scaled up a hybrid system that's already proven itself in smaller vehicles like the Prius and Camry. Cars with millions of real-world miles behind that same core technology. No experimental new engineering here, just a well-understood system, sized up for a bigger, heavier SUV. Several years into this generation now, and there still isn't a widely reported pattern of major mechanical failures, which is genuinely rare for a three-row hybrid carrying that much extra electrical and mechanical load. It also holds its value impressively well. Most three-row SUVs fall off a steep depreciation cliff within the first 3 years. The Highlander hybrid tends to retain a noticeably higher percentage of its original price, which matters a lot if you're financing a family SUV in that $45,000 to $55,000 range. Add in strong fuel economy for a vehicle this size, seating for up to 8, and solid towing capacity. And it's easy to see why the Highlander hybrid keeps showing up near the top of reliability lists year after year. Families who own this SUV long-term also tend to mention how the cabin holds up over years of daily use. Car seats going in and out, spills, road trips, without the interior feeling worn down the way a lot of family SUVs do by year 3 or 4. Number 3. Honda CR-V Hybrid. At number 3, we have the Honda CR-V Hybrid, and this SUV isn't flashy, and honestly, that's kind of the whole point. Honda built the CR-V Hybrid's powertrain on hybrid technology they've been refining for well over a decade now, and it shows. Owners consistently report very few major issues in the first several years of ownership. No widespread hybrid battery problems, no erratic transmission behavior, and a continuously variable transmission tuned to feel smooth rather than harsh. Under acceleration. Part of what makes it so dependable is what Honda deliberately left out. No overly complicated gadget features, no fragile air suspension setup, just a well-balanced, efficient hybrid system doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Real-world fuel economy tends to land in the low to mid 40 mpg range without any special driving technique required. The interior follows the same philosophy: durable materials, clean, simple controls, and a notable lack of rattles or premature wear over time. Combine that with resale value in a similar range to some of the strongest names in the segment, and you end up with one of the more affordable SUVs to own long-term in the entire market. It's also worth mentioning how much cargo space Honda managed to preserve despite fitting a hybrid battery into the CR-V's platform. A lot of hybrid SUVs sacrifice trunk space for battery placement, but the CR-V hybrid barely compromises there, which is a big deal for anyone using this as a daily family vehicle. Number 2. Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Number 2 on the list is the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. And this might genuinely be the most underrated SUV on this entire countdown. People tend to forget about it right up until they actually look at the reliability data. And then it gets very quiet in the room. Several years into its current generation now, and there's still no widespread pattern of major mechanical failures. No significant wave of hybrid battery complaints, no common inverter issues, nothing dramatic showing up in the data. The hybrid powertrain in the RAV4 draws on the same broader Toyota hybrid architecture used in vehicles built specifically for extremely high mileage use overseas. Think taxis and delivery fleets, vehicles. Expected to rack up hundreds of thousands of miles with minimal drama. That heritage shows up here in the form of real-world fuel economy that tends to stay consistent, even when the SUV is loaded down with cargo, gear, pets, or a full family. It also holds its resale value impressively well for a mainstream-priced SUV, often landing close to the Highlander hybrid in terms of retained value after a few years. Inside, it's straightforward Toyota fare. Tough fabrics, intuitive controls, and nothing overly complicated that tends to fail once the odometer creeps past 60,000 miles. The RAV4 Hybrid also tends to fly under the radar in reviews because it doesn't try to impress anyone with numbers on a spec sheet. It just quietly does its job. Commuting, road trips, grocery runs, year after year, without ever becoming the center of attention. And for most buyers, that's exactly what they actually want from a daily driver SUV. Number 1. Acura MDX and taking the top spot this year, the Acura MDX, a 3-row luxury SUV from a brand that for a while wasn't exactly famous for exciting reliability headlines. This generation completely changed that conversation. While it shares a platform with the more mainstream Honda Pilot, the engineering underneath was substantially reworked. Different suspension geometry, a reworked electronics architecture, and a much heavier focus on cabin insulation throughout the doors, floor, and roof. You feel that difference immediately behind the wheel. The cabin stays remarkably quiet even at highway speed. Acura reportedly spent an unusually long development period fine-tuning the chassis and suspension for this generation, well beyond what's typical for a mid-cycle update, with the specific goal of making it ride and handle more like a luxury sedan than a heavy 3-row SUV. Owners frequently mention how low maintenance it feels day to day. Routine oil changes and tire rotations cover most of the upkeep. Acura was confident enough in this generation's durability to back it with an extended powertrain warranty well beyond the industry standard. And unlike a lot of 3-row SUVs where the back seat feels like an afterthought, the MDX's 3rd row is genuinely usable by adults, not just a cramped emergency seat for the kids. What makes the MDX's story genuinely interesting is the turnaround it represents. This is a brand that had to rebuild trust with buyers after some rough years, and instead of chasing gimmicks to win people back, Acura focused on the fundamentals: ride quality, cabin quietness, and long-term dependability. Topping a reliability list like this one is proof that approach actually worked. So here's the pattern connecting all 6 of these SUVs: the Outback Wilderness, the NX 350h, the Highlander Hybrid, the CR-V Hybrid, the RAV4 Hybrid, and the MDX. Its proven hybrid systems reused wisely, simplified electronics where it actually counts, and manufacturers willing to take extra time before launch instead of rushing straight to market. Now, that buying mistake I promised you at the start. Here it is. A huge number of shoppers pick an SUV based purely on the monthly payment, without ever checking how well that specific model actually holds its resale value. 2 SUVs priced the same today can be worth wildly different amounts 3 years down the road. And that gap can cost you thousands when you go to trade in or sell. Before you buy, always check resale value projections for the exact trim you're considering, not just the model name in general. That's the real difference between an SUV that just feels affordable today and one that's genuinely cheap to own for the next 10 years. All right. Which one of these 6 surprised you the most? And more importantly, which one is going on your short list? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one.